welcome back to Antique Agenda. My name is Heather Elizabeth and I am so excited to share my estate sale haul item with you guys. It is a holy grail for me. I just talked about this not 2 or 3 weeks ago on my talk show with Angela, Brocante and Bergamot, on our Ask Me Anything episode, where we were asked, what holy grail item would you like to find out treasure hunting out in the wild? And after some thought, I had shared that I really would love to find one of the French oval cloches with an antique bridal crown in it. And fast forward a couple weeks later to just a few days ago, I had seen a estate sale listing run by an auction house. This particular estate sale was a clearance of European French antiques. And in the photos, I saw an oval cloche. So of course, I had to go and check it out. And it's not the exact bridal crown that I had been favoriting in my Etsy shop that I was particularly thinking in my head of My Holy Grail. But it is a very close sister of that item. So I am going to show it to you now because you're probably just like, show it to us. It's big. So I'm gonna slowly bring it over. This is what I found at the estate sale. It is much larger than the ones that I had been favoriting online. And I have done some research about this. This is a marriage globe. Now it's very big, so I am going to grab a little table for me to set it on so I can share with you what the history is on items like this. And I can give you a little background info. Okay, let's cut to the table. Okay, so we have her sitting nice and safe on a little table. And this is traditionally known as a marriage dome, also called a globe de Marie in French. They were very popular from the 1850s to the 1920s. And these were items that were presented to the bride on her wedding day, usually by a family member. So the anatomy of a marriage dome is basically the glass dome and the presentation frame or decorative armature, if you will, underneath. And so that is what would be presented to the bride. Now, the frame usually would have some form of tufted bed. You have more of a little dome pillow like the one I purchased, or sometimes the tufted bed will be more of a vertical frame that kind of would sit rectangularly within the cloche. So the tufted area is where the bride would pin her wedding keepsakes on. So the keepsakes on these little tufted beds were usually the bride's bridal crown, or also called the coronet. It could be her floral bouquet. It could be the groom's boutonniere. It could also include the wedding portrait that they took later and would put in the center. And this was a wonderful way for the bride and the groom to both preserve and present the memories from their special day. And usually these were placed in a place of honor, on a chest of drawers, or on the mantle. And what was interesting that I found out was they would also add to the marriage dome. So as they spent their life together, they could add tokens or memories of special occasions or special moments that would remind them of those times throughout their life. So I thought that was really a charming addition. I didn't know that they would kind of add and build onto them. I think that is a really wonderful thing. This one doesn't seem to have any extras. It is just the bridal crown, or I guess you could consider this more of a headpiece that I think this particular bride wore. I'm going to take off the glass so you can get a closer look of the wedding keepsake that came with this particular marriage dome. So let's do that now. So here she is, a little closer up for you to get a better look. The headpiece looks to be made of a faux botanical, possibly of wax. I did read that they would use wax flowers sometimes in the bridal crowns. There is also a sweet little paper flower here on the side. And bridal crowns would be made of all sorts of materials. They could be metal, they could be shell, they also could be paper. Now the ones that I had originally wanted for My Holy Grail, I had several saved in my Etsy favorites. Those are made of either like a silver foil paper or just out of paper and then gilded with some sort of silver paint. And they almost look metal, but they're really lovely. I might try to insert some photos of these paper crowns. They're really quite lovely and little art pieces where there are a lot of little folds and they create these little flowers. There was one in particular that I had saved that they said the history of this particular bridal crown is the family was a more upper class farming agriculture farm, and they had like little folds to represent the stalks of corn, I think it was, or wheat. And I just think that is so special to have your bridal crown incorporate something so close and symbolic for your family. I do want to say that this cloche is a lot larger than the ones that I had originally wanted to find. The paper crown cloches are a lot shorter. Usually they don't have the large frame involved. It's just a cloche with a little small tufted pillow, and then you would set the crown on them. And so the glass dome is a lot shorter. And those were the ones that I, in my head, originally had wanted to find. But when I saw this in the photo, I was like, heck, even if I just get it for the oval cloche, I have always wanted one of these French glass domes. So I knew if I could get my hands on it that I was going to bring it home. So, but I am pleasantly surprised to have found out the history of these taller marriage dome pieces with the presentation frame here. And these are something that are much more available. If you look online, I usually look on Etsy, I'm sure they have them on eBay as well, but the actual frame is a lot easier to find and a lot cheaper because they survived more than I'm sure the glass. Glass does break. So it is a lot harder and more expensive to purchase one with a frame and a dome still intact together. Also, a lot of times you find the frames, you won't have the actual wedding keepsake that came with it. A lot of times you can purchase just a frame itself. I really love the fact that the one I found did come with its antique wedding crown or headpiece. I think it is very, very special. And I think here's a question for you all, because once I found out that traditionally the couple would also add items and memories onto it and kind of build the wedding dome the same way a family would build memories in a photograph album, I was pretty enamored with that idea, and I'm thinking of possibly adding some items to it. So let me know what you think. I know since it is all in one piece, you know, the tendency is to keep it as is, as found. I brought some items and I'm going to show you what I was thinking of possibly adding to this one to kind of add a little of my life into it. So it would be another marriage, a marriage of this gal's marriage keepsake and maybe a symbol of mine. And basically it would be to add some birds. So let me find where I put those birds. I'll be back. All right, so I have scooted it back here so you can get a full view, and I will show you some of the items I was thinking of adding on. I have a couple of these mid-century birds that I thought possibly I could add into the frame, as well as this much more antique looking bird, but it's a lot smaller. And I also was considering this little bow brooch. So we're gonna play around with these items and see if we like any of this idea here. The birds would be easy to add on because they have these little tabs in the back, and I could just attach it to the arched wire here on the top. So I kind of like this one with the more bird in flight with a wider wingspan here. So I'm going to, what do we think about that? It is pretty large in proportion. I'm not sure, I mean, I like the idea of it. It's just very large. And then this one I almost feel like is too small, but I think if I added it maybe down in the bottom here, it could be a cute idea. Either tucked right in there, or maybe more on the side here, maybe in between these little leaves. That could be cute. I'm going to slowly try to bring the camera so you can see that. That's kind of a fun little spot for that bird. I like it. Now, what do you think of this? It is a lot. I could always remove it later if I think it's too much. And the bow, I was thinking of just adding right there. What do you guys think? Do we like that? I'm not sure about the bow. I think the bow just doesn't look, I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the bow off for now, but that was an idea. I do think I'm going to keep it like this for a while. Birds are a symbol of love, and they also do tie into my relationship with my husband. We have, ever since we were together, we have been using terms of affection of lovebird to each other. Well, I managed to get the dome on with the birds still in place, And I do think it looks pretty charming with the birds. Like I said, it can always be removed. Now, let me know if you can't stand it and you think they should be removed immediately. But I think it's pretty cute, and it does add some personal sentiment in there to my relationship with my husband as well. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I do try to upload a video once a week, and I would love to have you be part of my little antiquing club, my YouTube family here. So it's free, consider. And thanks so much again for watching, for coming to visit me today. I had a lot of fun. So until the next time, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.